Hello, everybody. Yes, it's me doing introductions. He has given the middle child, the Pisces, the one and only, the person to do this. So welcome to OneMicNite Talk. I am Ashley Elizabeth Green, actress and screenwriter and director, and of course, traveler, because I'm always talking about taking a flight. And we have a lovely...
Oh, me? I'm Liz Menezes, singer-songwriter and opinionated.
Yes.
I'm Marcos Luis, actor, filmmaker, you name it. I just add Marcos.
Right, small, perfect, yes, bilingual. So good. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing
good. How have you been? What's going on?
Good.
I need some deets.
I need deets. Wow. This weekend actually was great for me. I took a trip up to visit mom today. Mom this weekend.
Yes,
Mom.
Okay. It's not upstate, but it's 2.5 hours away from here. So we took a little road trip up to see my mom. And it's great, man. It's so good to be away from New York City, hustle and bustle, just driving. Me and a friend of mine, we just laugh, we talk, we stop for food, we, you know what I mean? Like just break
like
out
a road trip.
New York, a road trip, 2.5 hour road trip.
You know what it is? I think what was beautiful being away from New York, I do this on the weekends. I stop setting an alarm. I notice we'll always have alarms, or we always have to be somewhere.
True, so true.
It's lovely where you're like, I'm on my own time.
Yep.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
You just plan the whole day and just let it go, just let it roll. Just wherever the day takes you.
Agreed.
Exactly. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that. Like I'm noticing I need adventure.
Yeah.
I know my days are too predictable.
It's key word, predictable.
It is.
Things are too predictable.
Way too predictable.
Yeah.
You know? And
they
it's
really
just
are.
like break free, you know?
Right.
Which takes me to this. Lately, yes. Why do I always start like I'm going into something like deep, right?
Yeah.
No, what I've been doing lately, and just decision that I make, I used to be a person that was very like cautious. No, I can't do this. No, I can't do that. I don't know what's gonna happen. But for whatever reason, this year, I've been like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna jump off the cliff. I'm gonna make decisions, and even if it doesn't work out in my favor, at least I don't have the doubt of the what if question mark. What if I would have done it? What if I wouldn't have done it? You know, so I've taken the leap. I've taken several leaps this year already. They have not been what I expected them to be. But all in all, it left me in a place where I know what I want. You know, I had a question mark on certain things, but now I know I definitely don't want that. Or I definitely want to move forward with this. Or I want to do things with other people instead of the people that I thought I wanted to do things with.
Right.
So,
I like that because you kind of question yourself, and it forces you to make a decision.
Yes. Yes. Sometimes I feel like we don't do that enough. Like we don't question ourselves. It's almost like we wait for someone else to question us. How about we question ourselves?
Right,
Nobody knows us like we know ourselves.
Exactly.
Right.
You know?
And being indecisive is kind of, you're already making a decision of being stagnant.
Right.
Yes.
So you took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah.
Oh,
you have to no, you're fine. No, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, you're right.
Okay,
you have to have
take
it from you. You gotta have some kind of clarity.
Without
even have clarity.
Actually making a decision. Yeah.
And doesn't it feel liberating? No, seriously, doesn't it feel liberating when you don't have to ask someone, what do you think I should do? But you're asking yourself.
Ask yourself.
What do you think you should do? You know what you want to do.
Right.
You know what you're not going to do. You know your limits.
But do you think it's better? Do you think it's better? I mean, you know your limits and you know what you want to do, but don't you think it's better sometimes to ask someone, not necessarily if I should do this, but their opinion on kind of how what they would do, which helps you make a decision sometimes.
I agree, but I also feel that sometimes we use that as a crutch too much. You won't even make a move. Oh, I gotta call this person because I gotta see what they're gonna tell me to do or that I should do. Or sometimes we feel that, well, if I do this, I'm gonna get judged. Or what is this person gonna think? And then you prevent yourself from moving forward in something that possibly could have changed your life.
You know what I do when it comes to things like that? I ask one person.
So you have that one dedicated.
And I'm gonna be honest. I remember I was I don't know if I was dating someone. It was something. It wasn't like for me, it probably was something. I think, Marcos, you're my person that I really be like, hey, what do you think about this? Because I think you're very good at separating me from the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes I end up asking Marcos sometimes these things when I'm just asking him, just like, hey, how you doing? Catching up with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he's the person that'll be like, oh, this is that, because he's really good at like separating you of how he knows you from like this just what makes sense.
Right.
You know what I mean? He won't put you in like you should do this. He's like, this is what makes sense to me, regardless of who it is.
Right.
You know, these are the pros, these are the cons.
You know what I do? I think that's because you're right. I separate a person from the
They're
thing
really
that's happening.
good at that.
But I think the biggest thing I do, which is what we need to do for ourselves, is we ask questions. You ask questions.
Yeah, you do.
And that's where the clarity comes from. If you ask yourself the questions, like you said, what if I do this? This is going to happen. What if I do this? This will happen. But what if I don't do this? It's not going to happen.
What won't happen or what will?
Right.
But I also think it's great. That's like, okay, so I'm going to turn it a little bit. I also think it's great when you're asking, let's just say you're asking more than one person, like you were saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a crutch. I think that's great information for you to take in because it makes you realize what you really want to do.
Right. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if if that person is saying the opposite of probably what you wanted to hear, you already made your decision. You want to go the other way.
Yes.
So that person did help you with that. They like if that person said no, right? Like, no, Liz, I don't think you should do that. And you're like, I don't what?
Yeah, exactly.
Wait a minute.
Right.
That means you answered your question.
Your own question.
Of what you needed to hear. You know what I mean?
Answered your own question.
Yeah, you answered your own thing. You know, and you're like,
that's true.
You know, because I think it's great that our friends, because think about it, our friends most of the time are like our brain, right? They want us to keep us safe. But like you said, if we don't jump out on a limb or, you know, jump up from the mountain, there's always a parachute. It really is. But if we don't like take chances, we'll never know.
The question is like, do you want to be left with question marks at certain stations in your life? Do you want to do that, or do you want to fulfill everything? Like just get rid of all the questions that you might have.
Some people do. Some people are happy being in the comfort zone. Some people are happy having the same routine. And I think we touched on this on the last episode is, you know, a creature of comfort, creature of habit, which is sort of what I am. And I, like you, Liz, have decided to step out on a limb and start to make changes and not be fearful anymore, because I don't want to look back and say I should have. I don't want any regrets. Yeah.
And see, I'm the opposite. I've been stopping taking so many chances and being more predictable and more planned out.
Why?
Well, because
here we go.
I think we hit something.
Yeah, we did.
The in me is like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, we will see where we're gonna land. But there's other things that suffer. Case in point, right?
Okay.
I love traveling. I love doing things, right? But there's a thing to this. If I want to do more films and shoot films, first off, there has to be a little bit more stability. With my, because you know what I mean? Like, so where are you putting, I started asking myself, there's a reason why you were doing a lot of traveling, because you're getting to know yourself, right? And you're getting out of the fear. But there's a timeline and a deadline when that stops happening. For me in my journey. Right, sometimes it doesn't happen for people. For me, my journey. I know I have to travel a lot to get to know me and to stop being scared about certain things, right? So now I just realized in my spirit, it was just like, okay, that's done. Now you need to start putting your money and other things into more stability things. It might be boring for now because I hate putting money away. And then you'd be like, man, I want to spend that. I want to go on a trip, you know?
Right.
So now my trips are more planned. So before my trips weren't planned, I'd be like, don't know when I'm going in June, but I'm going to go. And then last minute, I'd be like, boop, 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 boop. I'm going here. And then I'd be like, I'm gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so now I don't do that anymore. Now it's like my dates are planned, everything's planned. This is what you see what I'm saying? So now I'm noticing that like I have to be a little bit more planned. So it's no more of the recklessness. Well, it's a good recklessness, but no more of that. Now everything's just more planned. So that's been hard for me because I like planning, but I don't like planning everything to a point. You know what I mean? I find that not adventurous, and I really noticed that's really not my personality. You know, I really.
Let me ask you both this, and this is like an off the rocker question, completely away from this. What's one object, thing, clothing, whatever, that you've kept from childhood till now, and why do you still have it, if you have it?
Oh man, I have a head wrap. I have a head wrap that's fabric. It was my first head wrap that I ever bought, and I got it with my dad when I was like in middle school, and I've been having it. It's on all my pictures on Instagram. It's like a green scarf. I use it as like either a little blanket when I'm on the airport, or a head scarf when I don't do my hair, and I'd be like, boop, boop, let's just go ahead and do that. Like, it's my head scarf. I've been having it since, I think, 13.
Wow. And why do you think you hold on to it
That's a
still?
long time.
Why do you think you hold on to it?
Why am I still doing the same thing? There's a couple reasons why I have it. I have it because it's beautiful. I have it because I love his scarves. And I also have it because it's a memory that I got with my dad.
Okay.
So that's one of the things.
Yeah.
No, guys, my dad ain't dead. I know my voice sounded like, oh, he passed away. No, my dad is still alive. Thank you.
Right. So yeah, I mean,
my voice just sound off, like, you know,
I kind of crying.
we all keep things for nostalgia. Nostalgia is what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, I have a couple of things too. I don't have anything from my childhood, but I have some things from my 20s. You know, back in the day when I was, you know, running down the streets. When I was running down the streets. You know, because I used to work in retail and I used to do a lot of modeling. You know, back then they had fashion shows and nightclubs and stuff like that. So I have some pretty
interesting
designer pieces that I used to wear in the shows that I've kept for a number of years. But
what do you have?
Outside of that, what do you have, Liz?
Me, nothing, because a fire happened when I was younger, and it burned the entire complete apartment down with everything in it. I lost my graduate, like at that time I had graduated grammar school. That's when it happened. I lost everything, my graduation ring, my book, my whatever that they signed, the book that everybody signs. I lost everything, every piece of childhood memorabilia that I could possibly have had. Gone. Everything.
Wow.
Now what do I have? Actually memories that I'm actually slowly getting rid of.
Okay.
For personal, you know, healing, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not good to keep certain things that at one point brought you so much solace and hope and happiness, and then later on you look at it and all it makes you do is feel like screaming, like, you know, it's amazing how things in life can switch like that. And so for me, whatever for that particular scenario, I'm slowly getting rid of. It's almost like a slow death.
So here's a question. So in a case like that, do you get rid of it and discard it, or do you put it away in a place?
I was just about to see, now you took my word.
When you feel like you're healed enough, and when you feel like you're able to deal with it again, then you know, bring it back.
Because I put things in a box.
Yeah.
I keep a box of like certain people who, like, I'd be like, oh, that goes in a box. Because I'm like, it brought beautiful memories, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to give it away.
Right.
Like, I just put it in a box.
Or it brought bad memories at the time, and I need to get myself together because at one point it was a happy point in my life, and I need to heal myself first, and then I can bring it back.
No, I don't want to keep it. I don't, because
woman who knows.
Like,
no,
because it again, you know, it's like I'm holding on to something that affected me to such a point that I even question my own existence. So
wow.
So let's get into that just a minute. And not you specifically. I mean just everybody, even people in the chat room.
I'm all right.
You hold on to things in your life that are nostalgic, and like I said, at one point brought you happiness, and then later became something maybe negative. And is the problem then with me? Do I need to heal myself in order to continue on? Is there a part of me that's not forgiving? And if you guys go back 2 episodes, we talked about forgiving in our podcast. Am I not at a place where I can forgive the situation that's happened?
What if you forgive the situation, but still the pain is so severe, the damage was so deep that...
So then is it forgiven? You know, it goes back to our definition of what is forgiveness.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Though, what if you did forgive, but still, forgiving doesn't mean that you're forgetting.
Right.
Or maybe it's this way, because you forgive. It's 2 things, right? So I guess Marcos is kind of saying, like, in the matter of like, if you're forgetting, should you already release it? Should you already be healed? Like, automatically.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Done.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to keep going through the healing process, because once you forgave it and you like forgiving the person or the situation and forgiving yourself of making that decision to being a part of it, you're like, I surrender, I release that now.
Exactly.
And it has no more power over you.
No more power over you.
Interesting.
You know? And you still have the memories, because at one point, maybe the situation was such that it brought me joy. Then I was hurt. And now I have to go through a healing. Do I discard all this stuff that was related to it? You know, because one day I may look back and say, okay, this situation still has a place in my life. I've learned from it and I've moved on.
Yeah, no, that's not it for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just not it for me. It just needs to get out of my sight, out of my atmosphere.
Right in the chat box, guys. Is that good for you guys?
If anything triggers you, then it should be out of your sight. If it's gonna
that's how I feel.
All, it should be out of your sight.
That's exactly how I feel. I feel that if it's in my space, because I'm trying to I'm doing like a kind of like a spring cleaning type of thing, that we all probably are doing. And I'm trying to put beautiful things in my space. I'm a very bohemian person. So I'm trying to put like colors, and vibrant stuff. And then that's still there, like in a corner. And it's like, I feel like it's a dark corner. It's like, Alice in Wonderland. She's walking, everything is pretty, and boom, something, like in the corner, like, so I just want to discard it. I don't know if that's a form of PTSD or emotional PTSD, could be, Well,
I think it's just self-care that for yourself is triggering to you. So you're like, let me get rid of it.
Yeah. I think so. And also, tell me what you think of these words. This is just a little thing I do with people. What do you feel when I say these words? For both of you. So I'll start with you, Ashley.
Okay.
What do you feel when I say earth?
Oh man.
Let's include the people in the chat too.
Yes, please. As we're saying this, type in what you feel.
Yeah. The
Earth.
most horrible thing just came across. You said earth. I just saw a black screen.
Am I serious?
Really?
Okay, don't stay with that. Stay with that.
Let us know. What is it? What is it?
It was a black hole. I just like, boom, blackness, boom.
No, but that's okay. That's what she's thinking. This is on the spot.
So what does that mean for you?
I think that means for me, like, maybe just darkness. Like, maybe it means like nighttime. Like, maybe earth means nighttime to me. Because that's when I really feel very in touch with nature, is at night.
Oh, okay, there you go.
It is at night. Like, I love rain during the day, but I love rain at night. I love taking walks at night. So maybe that's what it means. Or maybe my brain and the squirrels in my head have shut off. So they're like, we don't have time for that. It could be that too.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What do you feel when I say?
Hold on. Let me jump in here. I want to jump in this earth too.
Oh, you want to?
Yeah. Let's. Can we go around real quick?
Oh,
when I think about earth, the first thing that came to my mind, which was wrong, was globe. like a picture of the globe.
Okay,
Right.
But-
which is like a normal.
Right, which is the earth. But
Right.
for me, it is, after you said that, it's hurt and healing, meaning like the land, you know, is hurt because of all the environmental things that are going on, and it needs to be healed.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, we need to take better care of the earth in general, as a general thing.
Right.
So
But
that's-
I noticed that we can't even do all of that as people, because if you think about it in our own lives, right? We're like, we have TV shows about hoarders. We have people who think minimalism is a cult.
Right.
You know, it's just so many things that in our lives, like, what do we do in our life to make sure that, like, I mean, think about it. Consumerism is like
Right,
crazy.
but we are doing that. Look at what's happening now. I mean, slowly we have to, you know, do it slowly. No more plastic bags. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like things like that. So it takes
Yeah,
a
we
while.
are. Yeah, you get it, because they don't do plastic at all. It's only paper right now.
Yeah,
You
paper.
get charged for
Yeah.
that, right?
Or you
And
have to bring your
now
own.
you have to bring your own everything.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
recently you have to bring
Really?
your own everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
No more plastic bags, no more paper bags. You have to bring your own bags.
Because I know the grocery store I shop at, you have to pay, I think it's like 10 cents for an actual bag.
Right.
But it's not plastic or paper. It's an actual, like, you know, shopping bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like that concept, because I think, like, I hate paper bags and I hate plastic.
So you have to bring your own reusable bag.
But I think
Right.
bodegas are
Reusable.
still doing plastic bags, though. Ugh. I think they're still doing that.
Yeah, they shouldn't be.
Interesting.
They shouldn't be.
Right. Paper
Second
straws, you
word,
know, things like
Ashley.
Huh?
Second word.
Okay, second word. Let's go.
Space. And don't think of it in the space.
I already know. First thing I thought about was, like, laying in a hammock.
Really?
That's the
This
first
is
thing
so,
I thought about.
this is so
Laying in a
interesting.
hammock.
Why a
Like-
hammock? And why laying on a hammock?
And maybe because I love hammocks. And also I think that means when I heard space, it wasn't nothing to do with the other person. It has to do with, like, what I like to do in the manner of, like, when I take my space. You know, relaxation.
yeah.
You know, resting, you know, daydreaming. Like, those are the things that bring me peace.
Yes.
You know?
Interesting.
Yep. I'm gonna
Marcos?
piggyback on yours too. Same thing. Solace, peace.
Yeah.
My area.
Yeah.
You know, like where I go to regenerate, cool down, you know, bring myself back, my equilibrium back, my balance.
Interesting.
There we go.
That's my
Yeah.
space.
And I've been doing that every day. Like, even if it's 30 minutes to an hour, I say all the time to myself, we need a little bit of, like, even if it don't have to be sleeping, but it's some type of piece that I'm doing or giving myself a break every day, like Monday through Friday, you know, of, like, because the Saturdays and Sundays, I'm going to take my, you know, do whatever I want to do anyway. So
Right.
it's never a
Right.
problem. But Monday through Friday, I always have to make sure it's like, it has nothing to do with journaling, nothing to do with devotions. It's nothing to do with a routine. It's just maybe brief work or just me relaxing, watching a YouTube video or whatever I need to do, or just daydream. Like, it's just nothing but just for me, solace for me,
Right.
whatever I want to do.
Exactly. What is it
Yeah.
for you, Liz?
Space?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Because I've been listening to both of you, and I'm just seeing, like, abyss. I don't know why.
Oh, I like that. That
Hmm.
sounds like my Earth question. like the
yeah.
earth-
I just see an
yeah.
abyss, like endlessness.
Yeah.
Abundance.
I love that.
Yeah.
Freedom.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just see abundance, freedoms, endlessness, but not endlessness in a bad or sad way. Just endlessness where
Right.
I just could keep on going and going and going and going and going. you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I see. Third one. Grass.
Oh, wow. I just see a big field, like a beautiful
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay.
grass ain't my friend. I have allergies, so
Mm.
it ain't my best.
Is that your best friend?
Not my best.
Marcos?
Mine is kind of I don't know the correct word for it, resource almost, or like, you know, to fuel the world, the oxygen that comes from it.
Yeah.
You know, and something that it's part of the life chain. So it's an essential worker. It's an essential part of this world. You know, cattle eat it. We eat cattle.
Yeah.
So essential.
Right.
That food chain,
Yeah,
right?
part of the food chain.
Oh,
Yeah.
And essential to that. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What about you, Liz? What about you,
Me?
Grass?
Green grass. Love.
Love?
Really, for grass?
Yeah.
That's such an interesting like thought to have.
No, you know why? Because like the first thing that I thought of was like two people rolling around on grass and just,
We got some things on mind today.
Oh, we knew Liz the romantic would.
There's some conscious things happening today. Okay.
Liz the romantic.
Listen, I need some romance in my life. Maybe that's where it's going. That
Well, I mean, look,
you know?
I think that leads me to what I was about to say about like pivoting and like we can always change how we're feeling and get to the root to what we're feeling.
Right.
So if you feel like you need some romance, I keep telling you, girl, get on these apps and just try it. Get your roster and try it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quote Marcos when he first said to me that I could not have a hot girl summer.
Why did you say that?
You
Marcos?
can't have a hot girl summer. I give you permission. You can have a hot girl summer.
Thank you. Thank you, Marcos.
Megan the Stallion is here with us today. Hot girl summer.
I believe a lot of people are gonna have a really beautiful, sexy summer.
I think so
I'm trying
too.
to manifest the people.
I think so
yeah.
too.
But I also
I think we need to. I think we need to road trip to Miami and take Liz with her.
Please.
And just let her loose.
Here, girl.
I think it's been way
Just
too
let her loose.
reserved. Too reserved, and you just need to like get it together. You know, like.
Right. Here's the question. Here we go. Here's the question. What makes you feel sexy?
Ooh.
Are you feeling sexy? And what makes you feel sexy? Everybody write down in the chat too.
Yeah, what makes you feel sexy?
Is it a question?
What is it?
What makes you feel sexy?
Good question.
How does that affect your dating life and the way you relate to people?
Or if you're not feeling sexy, that's probably why you're not attractive. You know what I mean? Because you know when you start feeling a vibration about yourself, right?
Exactly.
And you go in the world, even the roaches, like I said before, they be hollering at you.
Fellas, when you got a fresh cut, Friday when you get that fresh cut,
do it.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
Even if it's people you don't want, they're vibrating to you.
Yep.
Yes.
So you need to start vibrating that. Because you look beautiful today, but
you
like
look
Marco
stunning
said,
today.
we think you look beautiful and stunning and gorgeous and all these things. But do you think you look sexy?
If you don't feel it.
I'll tell you why. I decided to blow dry my... I had a certain situation, so I decided to blow dry my hair and do all the sexy looking stuff to myself. And it transferred into today where I woke up with my hair all nice still. And I was like, I haven't felt like this in a while. And, it took as little as just blow drying my hair.
Right.
It could be
as
little as anything, and it's
when you look good, you feel good.
Exactly.
When you look good, you feel good.
You feel good.
Right. And that's why, and I want to ask this to you, to the ladies, to my two beautiful angels here. What makes you feel sexy? Like, do you ever just walk around the house and like, what is it that you do to yourself to nurture yourself and take care of yourself?
Like some panties and some lipstick.
Right. See?
Hey, I was walking around
and being barefooted.
Yes.
I'm good. And after a day of shaving, your legs.
See?
My ladies know what I'm talking about. You shave your legs, you wash your hair, you put it to the back or you do it. It's a great day.
actually, not only that, but when you're taking your shower and you're being gentle with yourself, you're washing yourself.
Yeah,
Not like you're like washing. Okay, I gotta like take it, but you're like taking your time. You're smelling, the soap. You're lathering your hair. You're taking your time. It's a whole experience.
That's why I started doing that every day. Like I get up a little bit earlier now to listen to some type of even I'm listening to some club music sometimes, not trap music, but a little bit of club music, or I'll listen to Sade or something. I noticed I was like, well, if I feel good on my days that I'm washing my hair and shaving, maybe I should start doing that every day. You know what I mean?
Right, that's true. Yeah.
And I've been doing that every day, and it's wonderful. Wonderful.
Exactly.
There you go.
Listen, when do I feel sexy? When do I feel sexy?
I mean, quiet as this kept. I'm going to tell you, Liz, you are one of those people that has a sexy aura about you.
Really?
Believe it or not, yeah.
Oh,
you better take these notes, girl.
I need to take some notes. Tell me.
Just take that in. Soak that in.
That's right.
Really?
Yeah.
See, it takes someone to tell you because I don't.
Yeah.
And it's like
you have that energy. You just have that sexual appeal.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You just gotta get that groove back.
You just gotta get your groove
back. And you just gotta get that groove back.
Right.
That's all.
Yes, I think I do. And speaking about sexy, recent sexy aside from blow drying my hair, after I blow dried my hair, I was just walking around the apartment in bra and panty.
See?
And it was liberating.
Don't you feel
liberating, right?
It makes you feel so good. It makes you feel
I was dancing and I was singing and I was making my bustelo and I was drinking that coffee with so much love. I was like, yes.
That's right.
I
see.
You probably need to start having, instead of waiting for days, you know how they say curate your day?
Mm-hmm.
You need to start curating your day, at least that's something you could do every day. Don't quickly get on your clothes and stuff. Just maybe have let me be barefooted, panties and bra while I'm cooking breakfast. That's just something that you do instead of rushing into put my clothes on. Just be no, let me take my time.
Chill out. Chill out, right.
Chill out.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Let me feel
comfortable with who I am. Yeah. I
am. Morning.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for the guys, most guys don't. I'm a special kind of guy because first of all, I always feel sexy. So second of all,
but you know what it is? You know who you are.
Right.
That's the thing, Marcos. Exactly.
And you're also a type of man that doesn't need validation all the time from external.
And I don't think most guys do because they are, alphas. Most guys are alphas anyway, but there are times when I do want to, if I'm in my space, like we just talked about, I'll light a candle. I love the smell. Smell stimulates me.
Yes.
It's right? Sexy.
Sense. So, I love incense.
Everybody look out for the Marcos Luis candle line coming out soon too, by the way. Put that on your radar.
Look out for it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but
listen, when I met you, Marcos, let me tell you, right? When I met Marcos for the first time, Marcos was in this white t-shirt. I remember it was at OneMicNite, right? And Marcos was just Rico Suave. He was just he looked like he was just gliding through the crowd.
That's how it, that's how it should be. So you just know who you are.
Yeah, you were just hey, how you feeling? You feeling good? Suave. Hey, Liz, you good, Liz?
It goes with his voice.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but if it works,
I would have never thought that because you were so never thought that. There was so much self-confidence. You just came up to me, Liz, it's a pleasure to meet. What do you need?
Right. That's a question for you. Do you guys ever go into situations where you are you don't know what the hell you're doing? You just fake it.
Of course.
It's like a fake confidence.
You gotta walk in there like you own it.
Right.
It's mine.
It's mine.
Of course. Listen.
I mean, I always say, even if you don't know, you know yourself, you'll figure it out. Be you. You'll figure it out. Right. And that's that.
People gravitate to your aura, like Ashley said.
Mm-hmm.
What are you projecting?
Right.
Would you feel good about? If you don't feel good about yourself, it's gonna show.
Right.
It really is. It's
gonna show. Right. I want to know what people in the chat think. You know, have they gone through this? Do people still go through this kind of stuff?
Right.
You know, and it's like loving you is one of the hardest things to do.
And I would have to say, majority of the people don't know what the hell they're doing. They're faking it too.
Yeah.
Right.
And they've just assumed the position of leading, and we follow along. They don't know what the hell they're doing.
Man.
Exactly.
That's
sometimes
so
we
true.
might even have more knowledge than them, and
Yes.
they just step up and do it.
Exactly.
What do you think that? You think that's courage, or is that like?
Absolutely.
I feel like I'm too good for myself.
No, I think it's courage. Yeah, definitely courage.
Yeah.
Because like we talked in the other episodes, you know, breaking out of the fear of what you have for something, it takes courage to do those things.
Yeah.
To step up
or
and do
walking with the fear and like I'm going to do it.
Walking with it, right?
Yeah.
Walking with the fear and like I'm going to do it regardless.
Do you think that we need a little bit of fear always in order to keep us on our toes?
We do. I think we do. That's what
Sometimes
pushes
fear
us.
don't even exist.
That's what pushes us to the next level. You got to have that kind of fear.
Yeah,
a little bit of fear.
I agree with you with there, but I also agree fear doesn't exist unless you say it exists.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like think about it. Like at the end of the day, think about a lot of things that you might have anxiety over, but I wouldn't. It's only because your mind tricked you into saying, "Oh, wait," but my mind didn't say that. You know what I mean? Like I think sometimes it's just like you just have to be like, "This is not real. Let me just go." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's all I'm saying. I mean,
I agree with you. It's a word.
Yeah.
It's a word that we
I'm
created
just saying, not everything
to block
is,
ourselves.
Because you know how sometimes we talk to our friends, right? They'll be nervous about a new job. And you be like, honey, you ain't even got the job yet, but you're nervous about something that you ain't got.
Right, yeah.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
You're fearful of your performance, and you're fearful of how people are going to accept you and accept the job you've done.
Isn't that crazy? You just hit something, Marcos.
That's not real fear because you're really just having something about yourself. You know what I mean? That's really something deep about yourself that you're telling yourself something that's not true. You know, I think a lot of times there's this voice in our head that's lying to us about like, and it's really your own voice that's saying that. And it's like, just not even real.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel. Like,
no, I'm listening.
I'm trying to process it too because it is interesting.
Yeah, right.
I'm like this.
I just believe fear is just not real. Like I believe, like scientifically, they say our brain keeps us with the adrenaline and everything, keeps us from like not being safe, right? So you know, it'll like stop warning signs, right? But I believe a lot of things is that there's some type of thing inside of us that comes from either trauma or a situation we've seen before, whatever. I believe a lot of those things is like, it's just not real. And we can convince ourselves with a story that is real.
Wait though, what if, let's take that energy and let's put it into like, there's a crime happening. Somebody has a gun to your head.
Right.
Is that make-believe fear or is that genuine fear?
I believe that's real fear because you actually see a gun to your head. I'm talking about the fear that's like...
You're talking about the psychological fear. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Psychological fear of like, I'm talking to Marcos. I have a job interview, but I'm already thinking about like, oh my God, this ain't good. And it'd be like, you haven't even been on an interview. You haven't even been accepted that you're going to get the job, but you're already thinking that thing.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Got you
so
now.
that's what I'm saying. A lot of that stuff, we have trained ourselves either from trauma or from our own life of past things that have happened, where it's like why we keep doing negative self-talk. So negative self-talk can be like, oh, I'm fearful. And it's just like, no, it's not really fear. It's just that you've been doing negative self-talk for so long that you think it's fear.
Right. And so how do we get past that? Because, you know, it's say like in certain situations, like say I'm about to go on, like I'm making my freaking Broadway debut tomorrow. And I'm fearful. I don't know how people are going to accept me.
Well, it's not real fear if you're making the Broadway debut, because think about it. Before you get to Broadway, you have rehearsals, you train, you know your lines. So if you think about it, that fear is not real. You're really just excited. You know what I mean? Like I think sometimes we use like even the word depression, right? we'll be like, I'm depressed. No, you're really not depressed. You really just had a sad day or a sad moment. I just think sometimes, especially in America, we use words that we keep hearing from other people and we take it. And it'd be like, that's not really true. You know, that thing is just, it's just not really true. There's other words that we can use, but because, like I said, the external, they just buzzes with all these words. Like, think about it, right? Everyone's a life coach now on Instagram, right? Everyone's telling us we have anxiety all the time. They're even, you know what I mean?
So you keep on hearing it, you're gonna start believing it.
If you keep hearing it, you'd be like, yo, I got anxiety. You'd be like, no, you don't got anxiety. You might be hesitant to things. It's just that we're not using different words because we have started to be programmed to use certain words all the time.
So wait, hold on a second then. Wait. Let's get into the whole scientific. Wait. So does that mean that our entire life, think about it though, give it some thought, our entire life has been programmed?
I don't know if it's been programmed, but I think like our parents have guided us into like certain things.
Were they programmed?
I mean,
of course. Society's programmed. Of course,
like think about it. If everyone's been telling you need to go to school in order to make it, that's a program in itself.
Of course, society is programmed.
So then, where is the real us?
That's where I think this society is now. That's where this society is now, because you have the younger generation, you know, saying we're not going to college. I'm not going to put myself in $100,000 debt. I'm going to do something else. You know, I don't want to. I'm getting tattoos. I'm getting, like we talked about, I'm getting OnlyFans page. I'm doing the stock market. They're finding alternative methods to the traditional way. They're not programmed anymore. They're debunking the system that we had that was traditional to do something else.
Yeah, so and a lot of them, if you, like, I read some articles, a lot of them are even opting out of owning a house. They're like, I don't want to do that. I want to travel. I want to own an apartment. If I have shelter, who cares about owning a house? Right. And then they said about women, now women are opting out of like being mothers. Yeah. You see, like people are like, I'm choosing what I want to do.
I want to do. Mm-hmm.
I'm taking ownership back.
Right.
Yeah. I don't have to get married. Or even people saying I can have a kid with a man I love, but we don't have to get married.
In this country, we have to preface it by saying in this country, because a lot of other countries,
yes.
It's not happening.
Marcos. Yeah.
China is not happening. The government excuse me, shout out to China, don't cancel me. But you know what I mean? Like they dictate what their people are gonna do. Yeah, they dictate what's happening to their society. They say what's best for their society. Our government doesn't do that to us to a certain extent. I mean, we have rules that we have to follow, but we have a lot of liberties that a lot of places don't have.
Don't have. Yeah. That can only dream of having. This is true.
And whether it's good or bad, you know. So yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yep, that's it. That's all. Shoot, there we go.
There you go. Well, guys, we want to know what you think about it too. Please drop us a line.
Please
slide into the DMs at OneMicNite. Join the Facebook community at OneMicNite, OneMicNite. We love having this discussion with you. You can follow me at Marcos Luis, MarcosLuis. Go to the .com, find out everything. The site will be updated soon.
Yeah.
Pronto.
That's right. How can they find you, Liz?
Me, I'll say it in Spanish. Yo soy Liz Menezes. I'll spell it out. It's LizMenezes music. You can find me on all digital platforms. You can download my music. Listen to my music. Let me know if you like it. I really want to know because I'm working on new stuff and hopefully you'll like that too. But in the meantime, download if you'd like. Leave me messages. Let me know what you would like to talk about. And please show us love by sharing the show.
I love that. I'm at Ashley Elizabeth Green. You already know, slide in DMs all day.
There you go. Slide into the DMs. You can also follow the show on our page at anchor.fm/OneMicNite Talk. Show us some love there. Leave some comments. And you can watch me on TikTok because the page is popping.
TikTok.
At Marcos Luis 88.
I'm behind.
That's right.
His TikTok is insane. Go there.
Thank you guys for joining us all for this live chat. Go to the audio podcast. It's a little bit different. Also, coming up soon, we have the Patreon page. Like we said, you're going to find exclusives from Liz's music, how she's producing her music, Ashley's writing.
Yes.
She's an editor and screenwriter and actress. And you'll find out some upcoming shows from me and films that I have coming up this summer.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for OneMicNite Talk. We are out.
Los queremos. Ciao, ciao.
We're out.
Who says?
Bye.